Warren Buffett advice: 6 things you should quietly eliminate from your life. Warren Buffett has spent decades telling anyone who will listen that success is less about what you add to your life and more about what you remove from it. The habits, relationships, and mindsets that quietly drain your energy are the same ones blocking your progress. By taking an honest look at what you tolerate every day, you can begin clearing the path toward a focused, intentional life that actually produces results. According to Warren Buffett, these 6 things are worth eliminating starting today. 1. The need to please everyone. Trying to keep everyone happy is one of the fastest ways to lose your direction. When you make every decision based on what others expect, you stop living by your own values and start living by a standard that was never yours to begin with. The big question about how people behave is whether they've got an inner scorecard or an outer scorecard. It helps if you can be satisfied with an inner scorecard. Warren Buffett. Buffett has long described the difference between an outer scorecard and an inner scorecard. He has said that he would rather be thought well of by himself than by the crowd, and that the people who struggle most are the ones who let outside opinions determine their self-worth. Chasing approval is exhausting work with no finish line. The better approach is to define your own metrics for a life well lived. When you know what you actually stand for, the opinions of people who don't share your goals stop carrying so much weight. 2. Association with toxic people. The company you keep shapes your thinking, whether you realize it or not. People who complain constantly, cut corners on their integrity, or discourage your ambitions will gradually pull you down toward their level if you spend enough time with them. Your family, friends, and coworkers can determine your destiny more than anything else if you let them. Buffett has been direct about this for years. As he put it, it's better to hang out with people better than you. Pick out associates whose behavior is better than yours, and you'll drift in that direction. The reverse is equally true. Spending time around people who operate below your standards produces the same drift, just in the wrong direction. Quietly reducing contact with relationships that feel like a moral or emotional drain is not being cold. It is being honest about how much your environment influences your outcomes. 3. Complicated strategies and overthinking. Complexity feels sophisticated, but it rarely produces better results than simplicity. In investing and in life, people often mistake elaborate plans for smart ones and end up paralyzed by their own overthinking. Buffett has made this observation many times. There seems to be some perverse human characteristic that likes to make easy things difficult, he once wrote. His own investment approach has always been rooted in straightforward principles. Buy great businesses at fair prices, stay inside your circle of competence, and hold for the long term. There is nothing complicated about it. When you strip away the unnecessary layers from your daily decisions and routines, you free up mental energy for the actions that actually move the needle. Focus on the few things that have the greatest impact and do them well. 4. The habit of saying yes to everything. Time is the one resource that can't be recovered once it's gone. If you don't actively protect it, other people's priorities will fill every available hour of your schedule. Buffett has made his position on this clear. The difference between successful people and really successful people is that really successful people say no to almost everything. That is not hyperbole. It is a description of how seriously people treat their most limited asset. Every yes you give to something that doesn't align with your goals is a no to something that does. Audit your current commitments honestly. Remove the obligations that don't align with your long-term direction and protect your time the way you would any other valuable resource. 5. Chasing trends you don't understand. Fear of missing out drives people to chase whatever investment, career move, or lifestyle trend is generating the most excitement at a given moment. Most of the time, by the time the crowd has discovered something, the real opportunity has already passed. Buffett has built his entire career around refusing to step outside what he calls his circle of competence. As he has said, risk comes from not knowing what you're doing. He famously avoided the dot-com bubble not because he lacked access to the information, but because he had the discipline to admit he didn't fully understand the businesses involved. The smarter path is to deepen your expertise in the areas where you already have an edge. Letting others chase volatile trends while you compound your specific knowledge and skills is a strategy that holds up over time. 6. Living beyond your means. Spending money to impress people who aren't paying your bills is one of the most reliable ways to undermine your own financial progress. The appearance of wealth and the reality of wealth are two very different things, and most people can't tell the difference. Buffett's personal choices have always reflected this. He still lives in the same Omaha home he purchased in 1958, drives modest cars, and has consistently resisted the urge to upgrade his lifestyle, even as his net worth has climbed over the past 70 years. As he has put it, someone's sitting in the shade today because someone planted a tree a long time ago. Building real financial security requires planting those trees instead of cutting them down to impress the neighbors. Redirect your financial energy toward assets, savings, and experiences that actually improve your quality of life. The goal is to always have options and peace of mind, not status symbols that require constant upkeep. Conclusion. Warren Buffett's most underrated advice has nothing to do with picking stocks. It's about the daily discipline of saying no to the things that don't belong in a well-built life. Eliminating toxic relationships, pointless complexity, the need for approval, and the trap of living beyond your means creates the mental and financial space needed to focus on what actually matters. These are not passive changes. Each one requires an honest look at what you are currently tolerating and the decision to stop tolerating it. That kind of quiet elimination is where lasting progress begins.